I want to talk to you today about something that affects every single one of us, our thoughts. The way we think shapes the way we live. If we allow negativity, fear, and self-doubt to take control, we end up trapped in a cycle of discouragement. But I'm here to tell you, you don't have to stay stuck. You can break free from toxic thoughts and step into a life of peace, confidence, and victory. Your mind is a battlefield. Every day we wake up and engage in a battle, one that happens right in our own minds. We have thousands of thoughts running through our heads, and not all of them are good. Have you ever caught yourself thinking, I'll never be good enough, or nothing ever works out for me? That's the enemy at work. If we don't recognize these lies, we end up believing them, and they shape the way we live. But let me tell you something powerful. You don't have to accept every thought that comes into your mind. You have the power to reject toxic thinking and replace it with truth. Change your thinking, change your life. What we think determines how we feel, and how we feel determines how we act. If you constantly think negative thoughts, your life will move in a negative direction. But when you fill your mind with uplifting, faith-filled, empowering thoughts, you step into a life of confidence and peace. So let me ask you, what thoughts have you been feeding? Are you feeding doubt, fear, and insecurity? Or are you filling your mind with truth, hope, and strength? The good news is, no matter where you are today, you can start making a change. Stop letting the past hold you captive. One of the biggest reasons people stay trapped in toxic thinking is because they can't let go of the past. Maybe you've made mistakes. Maybe people have hurt you. Maybe you're carrying guilt or shame that feels impossible to shake. But hear me today. You are not your past. You are not the things that happen to you. You are stronger than you think. You are capable of healing. And when you let go of the past, you make room for the incredible future that's ahead of you. Fill your mind with what builds you up. But you focus on growth. If you feed your mind negativity, that's going to take root. But if you choose to focus on what is good, true, and uplifting, your mind will begin to shift. Start your day with words that build you up. Speak life over yourself. Instead of saying, I can't do this, say, I am strong, I am capable, and I have what it takes. Instead of thinking, I'll never change, say, I am growing, I am learning, and I am becoming better every day. What you say matters. What you think matters. So start choosing thoughts that bring life, not destruction. Closing thoughts. Toxic thoughts are like chains, but the good news is you hold the key. You don't have to stay stuck in negativity, doubt, or fear. You have the power to break free. Start today. Choose thoughts that lift you up. Let go of what's behind you and step boldly into the amazing life that's ahead of you. Because you, my friend, were created for more. Thank you. Your mind is a battlefield, and the greatest battles you will ever fight are not against external enemies, but within your own thoughts. Every day, thousands of thoughts pass through your mind, shaping how you see yourself, your circumstances, and your future. Some of these thoughts uplift and encourage you, while others tear you down, fill you with fear, or keep you stuck in cycles of negativity. The truth is, whatever dominates your thinking will dominate your life. If you allow negative, toxic thoughts to take root, they will shape your decisions, your emotions, and even your relationships. You may not even realize it, but the way you think determines the way you live. How often do you find yourself overwhelmed with thoughts like, I'm not good enough, I'll never succeed, or nothing ever works out for me? These thoughts might feel true in the moment, but they are lies designed to keep you from stepping into the purpose and joy that is meant for you. When you believe these lies, they begin to dictate your actions. You hesitate to take risks, hold yourself back from opportunities, or settle for less than you deserve. Now, let me ask you, where do these thoughts come from? Have you ever noticed that negative thoughts don't need an invitation? They show up unannounced, whispering doubt, fear, and discouragement. On the other hand, positive, faith-filled, and life-giving thoughts require intentional effort. You have to choose to think in a way that builds you up rather than tears you down. This is why I say your mind is a battlefield, because you are constantly fighting for control over your own thoughts. And if you don't take control, something else will. Toxic thoughts will always try to take over, but you do not have to accept them. You have the power to fight back. Imagine you have a garden and every thought that enters your mind is either a seed that will grow into a beautiful flower or a weed that will take over and choke out anything good. If you neglect the garden, the weeds will grow automatically. But if you are intentional, if you uproot the weeds and plant the right seeds, your mind will flourish with strength, peace, and confidence. The key is recognizing when you are under attack. The moment you start hearing thoughts of fear, self-doubt, or condemnation, don't entertain them. Stop and ask yourself, is this thought helping me or hurting me? Is this truth or just fear disguised as reality? Because here's the thing, you are not obligated to believe every thought that enters your mind. Just because you think something doesn't make it true. A lot of people go through life believing lies simply because they've thought them for so long. But you can break that cycle. You can start training your mind to think differently. When a negative thought comes in, don't let it settle. Replace it with something true, something powerful. Instead of, I'll never be good enough, say, I am growing, I am learning, and I am valuable. Instead of, nothing good ever happens to me, say, my life is filled with possibility and good things are ahead of me. This isn't just about positive thinking. It's about taking back control over your mind. It's about recognizing that the battle you're facing isn't won by chance. It's won by choice. And the choices you make today in your thought life will shape the person you become tomorrow. So I challenge you, start paying attention to the way you think. The next time a toxic thought tries to take hold, don't just accept it, challenge it. Replace it. Speak truth over your life, because you are stronger than your thoughts and you have the power to create a mindset that leads to peace, joy, and success. Your mind is a battlefield, but victory belongs to you. Your thoughts are the foundation of your life. Everything you do, every decision you make, and every direction you take is a reflection of what's happening in your mind. If your thoughts are filled with fear, doubt, and negativity, your life will begin to mirror those things. But if your thoughts are grounded in truth, confidence, and hope, you will walk in strength, peace, and purpose. Many people believe that their circumstances dictate their lives, but the truth is, it's not what happens to you that determines your future. It's how you think about it. Two people can go through the same challenge, but one will come out stronger while the other stays stuck. The difference is in their mindset. Have you ever noticed how easy it is to spiral into negativity? One bad experience, one discouraging word, or one setback can send you into a cycle of toxic thinking. You start with, I messed up today, and before you know it, that thought grows into, I always mess up. I'll never get it right. I'm a failure. What started as a single moment of disappointment becomes a deeply ingrained belief about yourself. But the good news is, just as negative thoughts have the power to shape your life, so do positive ones. You don't have to stay stuck in destructive thinking. You have the ability to take control of your thoughts and redirect them toward a better, healthier, and more empowering mindset. Think of your mind like a steering wheel. If you turn it in the wrong direction, you'll end up in places you never wanted to go. But the moment you recognize you're headed down the wrong path, you can turn that wheel and change direction. The same applies to your thought life. If you've been dwelling on negativity, self-doubt, or fear, you don't have to stay there. You can choose a new thought and move in a new direction. Science has even proven that our brains have the ability to rewire themselves based on repeated thoughts. This means that the more you think a certain way, the stronger those thought patterns become. If you constantly think, I'm not good enough, your brain strengthens that belief. But if you start replacing that thought with I am capable and valuable, your brain will begin to believe it. Over time, you'll naturally think more positive and empowering thoughts. The key is consistency. You can't just replace a negative thought once and expect your entire mindset to change overnight. Transformation happens through repetition. Just like you wouldn't expect to build strong muscles by going to the gym once, you can't expect to build a strong, healthy mindset without daily practice. Every day you have the opportunity to shape your mind. When you wake up in the morning, what's the first thought that comes to you? Do you start the day thinking, this is going to be a terrible day? Or do you tell yourself, today is a fresh start and I am ready for it? The way you begin your day sets the tone for everything that follows. So, I want to challenge you. Start being intentional about the way you think. Pay attention to the thoughts that come into your mind. When you catch yourself thinking something negative, stop and ask, is this thought helping me or hurting me? If it's not serving you, replace it with something better. Instead of, I can't do this, tell yourself, I am strong and I am capable. Instead of nothing good ever happens to me, say, good things are coming my way. Instead of I'll never change, remind yourself, every day I am growing and becoming better. At first, this might feel strange. You may not believe the new thoughts right away, but if you keep at it, if you keep choosing truth over lies, over time your mind will begin to shift. You'll start seeing yourself, your life, and your future in a whole new way. You don't have to be a prisoner to your thoughts. You don't have to stay stuck in a cycle of negativity. You have the power to change your thinking. And when you do, you will change your life. One of the biggest traps that keeps people stuck in toxic thoughts is their past. The past has a way of lingering in our minds, replaying old mistakes, painful experiences, and regrets like a never-ending movie. If you're not careful, you can spend your entire life looking backward, allowing what's behind you to define what's ahead of you. But the truth is, your past does not have the power to control you unless you give it permission. So many people live in prison by memories of failure, hurt, or disappointment. Maybe you made mistakes that you can't seem to forgive yourself for. Maybe someone hurt you so deeply that it feels impossible to move on. Or maybe you carry the weight of regrets, things you wish you had done differently but can never change. It's easy to believe that because of what you've been through, you'll never fully heal, never fully succeed, or never fully be happy. But I want to tell you something today. You are not your past. You are not your mistakes. You are not the things that happened to you. You are more than that. Holding on to the past is like trying to drive a car while staring in the rearview mirror. If you keep looking back, you'll miss what's in front of you. Worse yet, you'll crash. Life moves forward, and you were never meant to stay stuck in what's behind you. The only way to step into the future that's waiting for you is to stop letting the past hold you captive. Sometimes the hardest person to forgive is yourself. Maybe you made choices that you deeply regret. Maybe you hurt people or made decisions that led to pain. But listen, no amount of guilt can change the past. Beating yourself up over what happened yesterday won't make tomorrow any better. The only way forward is to forgive yourself, learn from your mistakes, and choose to grow. If you wouldn't hold someone else's past against them forever, why do you do it to yourself? If you believe that other people deserve grace and second chances, why not extend the same grace to yourself? You are worthy of moving forward. And then there's the pain caused by others. Some people live trapped in bitterness and resentment, constantly replaying the moments they were wronged. But here's the truth. Holding on to unforgiveness doesn't hurt the person who hurt you. It only hurts you. It keeps you chained to the very thing you're trying to escape. Forgiveness isn't about saying that what happened was okay. It's not about pretending that the pain wasn't real. It's about deciding that you won't let the pain control you anymore. It's about setting yourself free. If you're waiting to feel ready to let go of the past, you'll be waiting forever. Letting go isn't about feelings, it's about a choice. It's about deciding that your future is more important than your history, that what's ahead of you matters more than what's behind you. Every day you wake up, you have a choice. You can keep carrying the weight of your past, or you can lay it down and step into the new opportunities in front of you. The past may have shaped you, but it doesn't have to define you. You have the power to rewrite your story. No matter what has happened, no matter what mistakes you've made, no matter who has hurt you, you are not stuck. You can choose to heal. You can choose to move forward. You can choose freedom. So make that choice today. Stop letting the past hold you captive. Stop replaying the same painful memories. Stop letting yesterday's mistakes define tomorrow's possibilities. The best days of your life are ahead of you, but you'll never see them if you're too busy looking back. Your mind is constantly absorbing information, whether you realize it or not. Every thought you entertain, every word you speak, and every influence you allow into your life is shaping the way you think and feel. If you want to break free from toxic thoughts, you have to be intentional about what you allow into your mind. What you feed your mind will determine the quality of your life. Imagine your mind as a garden. If you plant good seeds, thoughts of hope, confidence, and truth, you will grow a life filled with peace and strength. But if you neglect your mind and allow negativity, fear, and doubt to take root, your mental and emotional state will become overgrown with weeds that choke out your potential. You have the power to choose what you plant. Many people don't realize that their struggles with anxiety, insecurity, or negativity are directly tied to what they consume daily. Think about the kind of information you expose yourself to. What do you listen to? What do you watch? Who do you surround yourself with? The things you take in don't just pass through your mind. They settle in your heart and shape your reality. If you constantly feed your mind with negativity, whether through the news, toxic conversations, or your own self-talk, you will always feel burdened, worried, and discouraged. On the other hand, when you fill your mind with things that build you up, encouraging words, uplifting messages, and empowering thoughts, you create a mental environment that fosters growth, joy, and peace. Some people spend years battling the same toxic thoughts because they never change what they allow into their minds. They continue listening to people who tear them down, replaying old failures in their heads and focusing on everything that's wrong instead of what's possible. If you want to break free, you have to make a conscious decision to fill your mind with what strengthens you, not what weakens you. Start by paying attention to the words you speak over yourself. Your words have power. When you constantly say, "I'm not good enough, I'll never change," or "nothing ever goes right for me," you are reinforcing toxic thoughts. But when you shift your words to align with truth, "I am capable, I am growing, good things are ahead of me," you start to rewire your thinking. The more your mind will begin to believe them. Next, evaluate your surroundings. Who do you spend the most time with? Are they lifting you up or pulling you down? If you're constantly around people who complain, criticize, and dwell in negativity, it's only a matter of time before that same mindset affects you. You cannot live a positive life while surrounding yourself with negativity. Choose to be around people who encourage you, speak life into you, and push you to grow. Another powerful way to protect your mind is to practice gratitude. When you focus on what's wrong, you will always feel like you're lacking something. But when you focus on what's good, you cultivate a mindset of peace and joy. Every day, make it a habit to acknowledge at least 3 things you're grateful for. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's missing to what's already present. It reminds you that even in difficult times, there is still something good. Finally, be intentional about what you consume. Fill your mind with books, messages, and content that inspire and encourage you. Listen to uplifting music. read words that strengthen your faith, and surround yourself with things that remind you of your worth and purpose. Your mind is valuable. Don't let just anything take up space in it. Breaking free from toxic thoughts isn't a one-time event. It's a daily decision. Every day you have the opportunity to choose what you allow into your mind. So choose wisely. Fill your mind with what builds you up, and you'll create a life that reflects that strength, peace, and joy